I personally believe, right, that everyone can like believe in their own religious and not like be punished for it, right? Just like in my personal opinion, right? Like I believe in God and everything, right? And I believe to follow His ways, but I don't believe that that He should punish others for like being their own person.
So why should we follow His ways if He doesn't punish us if we don't follow His ways?
Because we choose to. Because
you
we
choose
have
to?
faith in
Yeah.
Him.
So Jesus didn't know what He's talking about when He says, "If you love Me, you'll keep My commands." And then He talks about those who don't do His will, what ends up happening to them. So did He not know what He's talking about?
No, He did.
He did. Listen, I'd like to finish that conversation. You've been the only one that's been kind and nice to us. The party of love and tolerance hasn't been that very loving and tolerant today, but I do appreciate you at least being kind and talking to us. But just remember this, and I'll leave you with this and let you go. Jesus didn't come and die so you could just live however you want to. He's the King, and we need to submit to Him, right? He said He came to set the captive free. Free from what? Well, free from any sins that keep us separated. The Bible clearly teaches sin alienates and separates us from God. So this is why Paul would say He's the reconciliation to bring us back to God. How does He do that? Well, He deals with our sin, not just the condemnation, but the power and tyranny of sin. Remember what He said in 1 Corinthians 6:9? Right, so in that part he says, no thief, no murderer, no adulterer, no fornicator, no homosexual, none of these will enter the kingdom of God. And he says, such were some of you. But see, we've been saved by the grace of God. And the sins that plagued us, the sins that bound us, He broke that. Why? Because He's mighty to save. The very first sermon Jesus taught was He came to set the captive free. Did you know that? It's free from what? Free from the power and tyranny of sin. And so if you're just living however you want, that's not why He created you. He created you to glorify Him, to love Him, to do what He says. And so the very definition of love is, Jesus says, is to do My will, right? If you love Me, you'll keep My commands. And so we don't see that going on here. We see a bunch of people that are thumbing their nose at the law of God, and there's a liability that happens when we break the law of God. So either we pay for that liability ourselves, or Christ pays for it. So I just, with all due respect, you're a position that you don't believe in a God that punishes sin. That's exactly what happened to Jesus on the cross. God punished Him for sin, right? For the sin of His people. So I just say, man, challenge you, read the Bible and go back and rethink your views on God, because God has revealed Himself to us in such a way we can know Him. And that way we don't have 6 billion people just running around just making up their own God of their own choosing, their own imagination, because that doesn't save anybody, right? Only the God of the Bible, only the triune God of the Bible that sent His Son can save sinners and set them free. And not only set them free from sin, but free them to holiness and righteousness. So you need to think about that, because that's important, because when you stand before Him, you got to be ready, right? Jesus said, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that I am Lord. That doesn't sound like the Jesus you were talking about, right? Think hard about this, man, and we're here because we care enough about you to let you know this. Because I'm concerned that if you stand before God with your current opinion, He's going to show you that He is a God that judges. And the way Jesus, not anybody else, the way Jesus describes hell, it is worse. Your worst day on this planet doesn't compare to anything the way He describes it. And we don't want you to go. We want you to be at the wedding feast of the Lamb. Jesus says, when I come back, I'm going to bring My bride. I'm going to have a wedding feast. We're going to celebrate for all eternity. And we want you to be there, sir.
That's right.
You too.
Have a blessed one.